to KJ's Kitchen. I am KJ. I think my camera's a little lopsided. I'm just gonna even myself out. I am, all right, ready to go. I'm ready to go. I am 15 years now, a master level fitness trainer, a fitness nutrition specialist, and a behavior change specialist. Most important to me, I am a happy mom serving up healthy meals from my kitchen to yours every Wednesday here on Facebook on the Get KJ Fit fan page. You can also check me out on Instagram at Get KJ Fit. So, whether it be breakfast, lunch, or dinner time, this meal is ultimately delicious, and I incorporate so many amazing superfoods, quote unquote, a lot of dense nutrition with a little bit of calories. That means a superfood that is really powerful for your health. I pack it into this meal, but you would never know because it tastes delicious, and the superfoods I chose are kind of not really pungent in taste, but powerful on the impact it has on your health. So before you got here, I did start up my avocado oil, 2 tablespoons of avocado oil with chopped sweet onion, 1 small sweet onion. I know we don't need to cry together. I don't need to chop onion on camera. And because I like to give them a good 5 minutes to brown and get really translucent and a little brown around the edges. Even a slight char is delicious. I went ahead and did that before you arrived in my kitchen. But I will tell you to go ahead and hit 375 on your oven. We will heat up the oven together. So we're gonna start with the fact that you've heard of white pizza, right? So I don't know what else to call this than a superfood white frittata. If you've not had a frittata yet, welcome to my kitchen. It is a fancy word, an Italian word for omelet. It is not where you pack it in the inside and fold the egg over and it's all a little separated. Instead, it's usually built into the egg. All of the whatever you want to add, whether it be vegetables, meat, or even some cheeses. It's built into the egg surrounds it. It might be more, if I could aim you in one direction, it might be more like a crustless, flatter quiche. Right? Because it's got all the good stuff inside rather than folded over like the American omelet. So let's start with the first superfood. I am actually making life easy for you. It's a bag of frozen organic cauliflower rice. Yes, you can rice your own cauliflower. To me, that's an extra step I don't need to take. This bag costs $1.89 at Walmart, organic. You can get the same at Trader Joe's, Aldi's, wherever you're shopping. And it's usually around the $2 mark at max. This one's $1.89. So this is 10 ounces. Some bags are bigger than others. So I got this recipe set for this bag, but you can do what you want. You can add in a little extra or whatever you got. I have done this recipe both ways. I have taken this directly out of the freezer and thrown it onto the pan. It just means you're gonna have to cook it longer because there's more water. It's first gonna have to defrost. Then it's going to have to evaporate the water. So what I did, an extra step before you got here, I defrosted it, then I dumped it into a colander, if that's what you call this, a strainer, I don't know, and I pressed it with a bowl underneath. I just pressed it into the bowl, and about 4 times, I got a decent amount of water out of here. So now I have very dry cauliflower rice, and I am popping that puppy in first before anything else, after my onions. 1 small onion. I like sweet onion personally. You could use a yellow onion. And now because I've already gotten a lot of water off that cauliflower rice, it's not going to take as long in the pan. So, woo, I'm knocking cauliflower rice everywhere. As mentioned, if you forgot to defrost your cauliflower rice and you're like, I gotta make dinner, you throw this in frozen into the pan. I got my little friend here. And then it just takes longer to cook off the water, right? Because if you leave it too watery, it is going to make a softer frittata, still just as delicious, just not as firm. So I do suggest that while this is cooking down, and do know that the cauliflower rice is so small, it's not about cooking it a long amount of time, maybe like 3 minutes to get it a little softer, but it's such tiny pieces. I've washed my second superfood, asparagus. Now I do recommend you doing fresh asparagus rather than frozen. Again, less moisture in the pan. I didn't even really count these. It's about half the, when you get the bundle, it's like half the bundle. 2, 4, yeah, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 17 spears. So I did weigh it out on my scale, if you do have a kitchen scale, and it was, let me take a peek, it was around 7 ounces of asparagus before I cut off the ends. I don't know about you, I do not like woody asparagus, so I cut off a decent end, maybe like 1.5 to 2 inches at the end of my asparagus. That's because that's the woodier, like tougher spot. And when I chop this asparagus, I make them small. Let me show you. Itty bitty, can you see that? Itty bitty pieces. You see that tiny little piece of asparagus? About the size, a little longer than my thumbnail. I don't have long nails. Might be shorter than your thumbnails if you have long nails. Bless your heart. I really can't. With kids doing dishes and playing guitar, I have not had long nails. I don't even know when. I don't even remember. My husband probably wouldn't even recognize me if I showed up with like real nails. When I say real, I mean like the way the gals doll up their nails. But I do on occasion put some polish on. My mom really likes, she got me hooked on these sticker nail polish strips. They're real nail polish. They're called Color Street. Totally got me hooked on that. Our rep is Lori. Lori 4. I could hook you up if anyone is interested in those. All right, I'm just giving this a little quick toss. And I see there's not much moisture in here. That's amazing. But whether there's moisture or not, whether you put it in defrosted or not, you're gonna get the asparagus cooking as well. Now my heat is on medium high, just so you know. Got that cooking down at medium high. And while this is all cooking up, this completes our superfood. Pretty crazy, right? Like, I mean, I think there's a lot of other dense nutrients with low calorie that I'm gonna be adding in, don't get me wrong. But when I talk about a superfood, I think of the power it has on the body. Asparagus and cauliflower are very anti-cancerous or anti-disease. They are so phenomenal for antioxidant. Cauliflower even assists the body to create more collagen. How cool is that? So if you're really invested in aging youthfully, you really increase your cauliflower load. So unlike dark leafy greens, which we were like, woohoo, kale is the best superfood, cauliflower is so white, but it has more nutrients than kale does. It's gonna offer you more health benefit than kale. And what I love, having kids, and sometimes picky kids when they see a lot of veggies, you're not gonna see this cauliflower at all in this frittata. It's just gonna disappear into the egg. You, even knowing it's in there, are not going to taste or know that it's there, only because you added it in. It's a giveaway. Next element is turkey. Now, yes, you could do the nitrite-free, thin deli sliced, but I like a legit turkey. So this one I found, I've been a pretty big fan. It is nitrite-free, meaning no added preservatives. They use celery and whatever natural nitrites occur in the world. Celery and salt, I think, are the biggest, most common. Premium carved Hillshire Farm. And this turkey is as if I had a big old turkey and I just sliced it up. It's a little bit in chunks rather than large sandwich sized. But this is a 10-ounce package, and we're gonna go for 5 ounces of turkey. Carved turkey, if you wanna say so. So this recipe would be an amazing recipe for your Thanksgiving leftovers, when you have a lot of turkey left over. I got you covered. So you could eyeball it. That's what I'm gonna do right now. Imagine half the bag going out onto the chopping block. But if you have your kitchen scale, it is 5 ounces that we're gonna use. That might look a little more than 5 ounces. A little extra protein can't hurt, right? And I'm going to chop this up in tiny little pieces, just like I did my asparagus. The beauty of a frittata, in my opinion, when done right, is just like a perfect salad. I am all on board with chopped salad. Meaning you chop up all the pieces. You're not leaving big old rings of cucumber and big long pieces of pepper everywhere. Because then you get one giant bite of pepper or one huge cucumber, or have to work hard at chopping it in your bowl. I like to pre-chop it so every bite that I take has all of the elements of that flavor profile that I designed, whether that be a salad or a frittata. So nice and itty bitty pieces, itty bitty again, a little longer than my thumbnail, of turkey. I'm just gonna give this a little toss over here, see how my smells amazing. Okay. So just so you know, all this is avocado oil over here. And it's a little quote unquote bland. Like there's not much going on for salt and seasoning. We're gonna get there right now. So I'm going to toss in my turkey and then we're gonna season this puppy up. Pretty easy steps. All it is chopping and tossing, right? Let's start with the possibly most important seasoning for when you're dealing with vegetables is salt. So I prefer pink Himalayan sea salt. I keep it right next to my stove in a little crock. And don't get scared when I say it's 1 teaspoon of pink Himalayan sea salt. I don't make it a mound. It's not a rounded teaspoon at all. If anything, it might be a little shallow. I'm just gonna gently sprinkle that around. Same with all my seasonings, just to distribute them, so it's not just like all in the middle and then hope when I'm stirring it, it distributes. Now we're gonna go to dry parsley. I only chose dry. Yes, you could use fresh. I chose dry because you might have this in your cupboard, and if you've ever subscribed to my kitchen, I like easy. Parsley is also in the superfood category, whether that be dried or fresh from your garden. Super loaded with chlorophyll, super awesome for detoxing the body. So we're gonna add a little teaspoon, just a single teaspoon of dried parsley. Next up, I like herbs in my eggs. Freeze-dried chives, okay? We're gonna go for 2 teaspoons. I would love to hear from you. Do you ever add fresh or dried chives to your eggs? Because I grew up like that and I absolutely think it complements eggs so well. 2 teaspoons of dried chives. Last but not least, 1 teaspoon of garlic powder. This is organic, coming from Aldi's. 1 teaspoon garlic powder. Now here's the deal. I'm doing it this way. Sprinkle, sprinkle, sprinkle all the way around. Then I'm gonna give it a big old toss. You could save all the herbs, the salt, and the garlic for the actual egg mixture and then pour it all in. I'm not sure why in my head I would rather season my veggies. That's just me, someone who is maybe a little more of a legit chef in their kitchen. I would love to hear which is better. To put the seasoning stirred up into the egg, into the liquid, or is it better to have them seasoned here on the pan? Mix it up nice and well. We're almost there. Pretty easy dinner too. I think we're about 15 minutes into making dinner and it'll be done in about 15 more minutes. So about 30-minute dinner. Or if you're gonna be hosting a brunch, or having a friend over for lunch. Let's top it. Let's talk about these eggs. Instead of, because this is a rather large pan, I'm using a, let's see, at least a 13-inch cast iron pan here. And I do recommend cast iron. You actually get the iron from the pan into your body. And a lot of us are deficient in iron. So instead of a dozen eggs, or even who knows how many, because I haven't tried it with just eggs, I do 6 eggs that I crack. And if this were serving 3 people, that's like 2 eggs each, right? But being that this is a white frittata, and being that I am conscious of not only calorie load, but bringing in the nutrients in a low calorie is what makes this a super dense superfood frittata, I'm gonna use cage-free egg whites. And you can pick these up at Walmart. I think this whole carton is like $4. And 3 egg whites, when you crack it and leave the yolk aside, is about 1/3 of a cup. So this is 20 of those. 20 times 3 is 60 eggs. eggs you would go through. Did I just do that math right? I mean, 3 eggs is a 1/4 cup of whites. And it's 20 servings of that. 1/4 cup, 3 tablespoons. Oh, wow, I just saved you a ton of money. 1 cup of egg whites, okay? That's what we're doing. 1 cup. Whoop. There we go. I think my husband's at the door. Let me open that for him. Oh, he's in. He's in. I got it. And then we're going to top it off with 6 eggs. These are the organic cage-free brown from Walmart. This entire 18 egg is about $3. I mean, $3.60 maybe, just under $4. So, but we're only using 6. I am conserving you from going through all of these eggs. So I'm just going to drop it right in. 1. Start dropping them over there. 2. Okay. 3. If my kids were here, they'd be counting with me. We'd probably start singing. 4. 5. And 1 more makes 6. Now, when you're typically doing a frittata, especially if you're doing a quiche, uh-oh, lost my towel. Well, that happened. I'm going to use this little paper towel here. Wipe off my hands. Don't lick your fingers when you touched your raw egg. And I'm just going to get a little whisk and beat these eggs up. Get the yolks all mixed in. So it's just one very pale colored egg, mostly egg white mixture. So I forgot what I was saying. I forgot what I was saying. I have no idea what I was saying. But that happens. It happens a lot more than I'd like to admit because things go very fast here at the Dryfold house. Especially now that we're a homeschool family. We withdrew my daughter from the school system and I am now facilitating school. So it's been a blessing. It's been a couple weeks now and we absolutely love it. Okay, so it's very pale in color. You can see that, right? And all I'm going to do, give this one last toss since everything's been sitting at the bottom, browning. Ooh, it looks so good. Give her a little smell. I will tell you what, it's so neutral. This is so neutral in smell even. That's why all these amazing superfoods I've added are not going to change the profile flavor and you're going to go, oh my goodness, this is so healthy, I can't even eat it. Instead, you would never know. I'm just going to drizzle it evenly all around. I don't want to just dump it in the middle and then it separates all the veggies and then you have a giant hole in the middle. Whoops, one of my yolks kind of didn't blend up so well. So it's going to be a little dollop of yolky right there in the top. That's okay. An egg's an egg. And it all tastes good. Whoop, I might beat it up a little. I did. Beat it in those 2 little spots where my yolks didn't quite get blended. That's because I did a quickie. Are you done? Is that it? Not quite, because I think every good frittata deserves a little bit of cheese. So again, I'm choosing feta. Feta and Parmesan are the, might I say, most mindful cheeses to use if you are being health conscious. It packs in a lot of flavor and saltiness, both Parmesan and feta, with less volume. So I mean, mozzarella to me is almost tasteless. It might have a little saltiness. So you gotta like really plow on the mozzarella to get that flavor profile. Let me see this, 1 ounce cube, 70 calories and 5 proteins. So we're gonna go with feta. I prefer to get the chunked kind. It's more affordable. I know there's no mysterious modified food starches keeping it from clumping. So this container is President, is that right? President feta. And the entire container is 8 ounces. So I'm gonna go with 4 ounces. This could be your discretion. If you would like to be even more mindful and have less cheese, that's gonna be your choice. I'm not gonna be shy because 4 ounces on that entire frittata shared 3, if not 4 ways, is not gonna be a substantial amount per individual. Now, if you're really hungry and you are eating this as your entire meal, you're not pairing it with any side salad or any other side dish at all, I wouldn't be shy to say, I bet my husband could eat half this pan. I could probably do well eating 1/3 myself and then be very full and be like, okay, good thing we didn't make anything else. But if you are pairing this with a side dish or a side salad, I think, a quarter of the pan. This would easily serve 4 people. Got it? Here I am. I'm going to take my little, this is the last step, guys. Thanks for hanging out with me. 25 minutes from top to bottom. Of course, if I weren't chatting so much, as I do, this would not have taken as long. I think you'd probably be done in 15 to 20 minutes of prep, and then a quick 20 minutes in the oven. So dinner in 30 to 40 minutes, depending on how fast you prep your food. And you definitely don't sit and chat to a camera while you're doing it. You might sit with a glass of wine and chat with your partner. That's always fun too. Just gonna throw these eggs in here and wipe this hand off with the clean side. I will definitely need to wash my hands before touching any orifice, as we should be doing anyway. Due to COVID, everyone wash your hands before you touch an orifice. We're popping this in the oven. Center rack. Woohoo! Echo! Turn off your burner, because the pan just eliminated. Echo, set timer 20 minutes.
20 minutes, starting now.
She's on it. I don't know if you could hear her tell me. Okay, while I was picking up that silly cast iron, the lip side, the handle was fine, not hot, but the lip side was so hot, I was like burning my finger. I kept my cool. It's still a little on fire. Luckily, it didn't come out of the oven, or I would have definitely had a 3rd-degree burn. But when dealing with cast iron, it doesn't have plastic handles. That's why it's so awesome. It can go right in the oven. Use mitts. Use oven mitts. 20 minutes later, this is gonna come out super done, a little golden brown, and you can see why I call it a white frittata. I thought in the realm of white pizza, when you have a white pizza, everything's white except maybe a little spinach or something. So the only touch of green I have is a little bit of asparagus, and it is very pale in color because I use so many egg whites instead of just all egg. And the white cauliflower, the white meat choice of turkey. It's not a sausage or a pork, although pork is usually called the other white meat. When you're finished, you can see all the elements, the caramelized onion. Okay. Again, I taste this and I'm not like, oh my goodness, I'm eating a cup of cauliflower. I don't even taste the cauliflower. I do taste the turkey. I taste all the herbs. I taste the feta and the asparagus. So it's such a secret ingredient, adding that bag of frozen cauliflower. I hope this recipe serves you. If you're not great at eating your veggies, start sneaking in cauliflower to almost anything, I swear. And you at least get an awesome superfood that is super, super healthy for you. If this recipe served you, please share it to your wall. Tag a friend down below. I have to apologize. I have been very bad at getting my link under these. But I will, right when I hang up, put my link in the comments and you can sign up to my newsletter. All it is a recipe dropped to your inbox. Nothing else, no soliciting. So you can get all my mindful recipes right to your email. I thank you again. Share, comment, do all the things to show your love. I am grateful for you and love you dearly. Join me again next week here in KJ's Kitchen. And I hope you love this superfood white frittata that I brought to you today. Okay, everyone, have a great one. Take care. Happy Wellness Wednesday.